Aaron,
You know, we were talking about this Vladimir guy. Oh, go on, Mike.
Go ahead.
Vlad. Yes, I did meet him. Yeah.
What? You did meet him? Oh, you
Yeah.
did? What is he like?
Like, so I got to like I definitely wrestled in front of him because I remember I think I was with Cody, and we were teaming, and like we're there, and I'm like, oh shit, that's the dude that was at every pay-per-view forever.
That much?
Yeah.
What's that?
Now I gotta watch this thing, man, because like, damn.
Oh yeah, like, yeah. I mean, growing up, like that's the thing. Growing up, I recognized him, like, oh man. And then
whoa! You've known him in the scene that long in your career?
Oh yeah. Well, when I was a kid and I would watch the pay-per-views, I would see him all the time. And I like we were in the ring somewhere, and I went like, "Hey, dude, that's that guy." And Cody knew his name. Oh yeah, it's Vlad. So that was just I was like, whoa, that was kind of cool. And I had seen him, but like he was always, in his seat, and I was in my underpants fake fighting. And like I got to meet him though at it was in New Jersey last December for Nova or Mike Bucci or Simon Dean's retirement match. He was there, and I got to actually like chat with him and stuff. It was really cool, really really cool.
I don't know if you had the chance.
Question.
I don't know if you had the chance, but if you saw the documentary that the WWE just put out on him.
No, I have not.
It's pretty amazing how one human being could love something like that much.
I feel like you downplayed it though. Like that's really like this guy's been going hard, Mike. Like I thought you were saying like when you're like, oh, has there been something you ever loved? Yeah, I've gone and seen some bands here and there. Like, yo, this man is like on some like real passion shit. Like
25, 30 years.
Easy.
Like, yeah.
Oh my God.
Now
how do you afford that?
I'm 56. I started watching wrestling maybe 15, and I used to go to the Garden every month, and that dude was in the front row every month. And as I creeped down,
you've seen him too, Mike?
Yeah, when I used to go towards the front row, and then I started getting better tickets, I would see him there. And I actually went to speak to him, and I always thought he wrestled for somebody or he worked for somebody because he was always in that same spot. It's just amazing how all these wrestlers knew this guy.
Yeah.
What kind of seats did he have? Now I'm curious.
He was front row, right, Aaron?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Always front row and just having a good old time. And it was, again, really cool to meet him because, like, I felt like I owed him a thank you because, like, had he not loved it as much as he did, right? And he's kind of like, I guess, a representative for all the fans. I mean, if you're going to pick a fan, they did a documentary on him. He'd be the one. So it was just like, hey, dude, like, thank you for your support. Thank you for just showing up, man. Because that's, it's incredible. Like, that kind of commitment. Again, they did a documentary about it, right? Like, how much.
I want to get him as a guest now. I want to pick his brain.
You should.
I literally want to see if we can get him as a guest.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, let me ask you this then. When the wrestlers call fans marks, like I personally always felt it was almost like an insulting comment, right? Oh, he's a mark.
Translate. What's mark mean? What's a mark?
Tell her what a mark is, Aaron.
A fan. Now, okay, so if we, the term mark, do you guys know where the term mark comes from?
I do. But you can explain it to Danielle. Yep.
So back in the carnival days, right? Yeah, that's okay. So back in the carnival days, you'd have the guy step right up, come do this, whatever, right? Like that was to get people to spend their money. And what they would do sometimes, they'd have a little piece of chalk, and as the people were going into the tent or whatever, they just go, oh, come on, and they would mark their back with a little piece of chalk so the other vendors would know, oh, this person's got some money and this and that. So they would kind of cater to them to try to get them to spend their money on their booth. So that's why, the term mark originates from literally the mark on, the back of their coats. And, in wrestling, because wrestling obviously was or professional wrestling as we know it today was born out of the carnival culture. It just kind of translated. But now, I mean, look, if like I use that term in jest, right? Like I was having this conversation with somebody. It was before the pay-per-view. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm in my flesh-colored tights.
I was about to
So
say, I'm
yeah,
keeping my comments PG. I'm keeping my comments PG.
Exactly. But like, if it was before the pay-per-view, and we had this big tables match, right? And I'm with my team there, and our boss Pat Kenny, not Billy, but Pat Kenny, the head of talent relations. You guys nervous? And Pat tries to make levity of it. And I'm like, Pat, you know me. I never, and I don't. Like I'll be very honest with you. I've wrestled at the Garden several times. I've wrestled at every kind of really major arena in the world, and I do not get nervous. My brain is really kind of no. It's just my brain's wired differently, right? Like I can do that, and I will not blink an eye. But like again, day-to-day life stuff, not so much, right? Like that's kind of the trade-off, right? Like when I can like be wrestling, or even when I'm on set, right? Like the actors, like oh my god, and they get nervous, and they're all like this high-pressure situation, and it's like, look, we've rehearsed this. Like wrestling, you don't get a rehearsal. Like this is like, look, we have gone over this. You have hair and makeup making us look exactly like we're supposed to look. You have very highly paid sound and camera operators. Just shut up and do it. Like, know your lines. Don't hit the furniture, unless, of course, the script calls for it, and go. A lot of people, they make kind of, I think, like a bigger deal about stuff than it needs to be. But to your original point, right, like the term mark. No, mark, look, they're a fan, right? I'm a mark, okay? Like here's the reality. I was enough of a mark that I decided to dedicate a large portion of my life to this, okay, and fall down and miss birthdays, miss family events, funerals, you name it, just because I like this. I mean, come on, and like, oh, you were getting paid well. Well, then guess what? I'm a mark for money, right? Like that's the reality that it is. So I can understand where people would view that as a bad term, but my response, going back to when I was asked if I would get nervous, I was like, no. I go, they're all marks, and and I walked out. Now I did not mean that as like, oh yeah, they're all idiots. No, but like they all paid to see a show. It is our job to give them a show, and that's it, right? Like to me, right, like if I call someone, oh, you're a mark, this or that, and I don't, right? I don't personally do that. But if anyone questions how I feel about the fans, every single time I perform, whether I'm wrestling, whether I'm managing, whether I'm just talking or whatever, and the people that know me will tell you this, like I am emotionally exhausted because I literally give those fans every single ounce of everything I have. And I will do that until I stop performing, because that is my job, right? That is what I owe them, because anyone who's ever paid a ticket to see a show I'm on, or paid a ticket to see me, or bought my merchandise, or made a sign for me, if I don't give them my very best and then some, that is a reflection of me. And I truly owe everything to them. I would not have the house I live in. I would not have the clothes I wear. I would not have the car I drive. I just would not have the life I've had. And I have a pretty good life if it was not for the fans. So that, like, to me, if that red light's on, you bet your ass I'm going to be. I don't care what kind of a day I'm having, if I'm sick, if I'm this, if I'm that. No. They will get everything I have, and they will always get everything I have.